It started with a step followed by a trot. We learned to gallop. Then it got mechanical. At first it was to survive. It was all about the destination, but that changed when the journey started to get fun. I'm Julian Taylor, and these are my friends, Sam and Jen. If it has a motor, we will ride it, drive it, or fly it, and compete to win. It's not always about where you go, it's how you get there. It's not where you go, it's how you get there. So I'm on my way to the Allegheny National Forest in Pennsylvania. I'm meeting Sam up there because we're gonna go and do a bit of an ATV trip. And it's been raining so hard this morning, it's gonna be really muddy and dirty. The funny thing about this trip is though, Sam and I are coming from 2 different directions. He thinks I'm coming from Miami. I'm not. I'm coming from my house in Pennsylvania via Jeep. Not by an ordinary Jeep, a very unique Jeep, custom built for Zippo. It's beautiful. So I'm gonna be there in literally 3 hours, no more than that. It'll be a lot quicker getting there than it will be him from Florida. So it is a race, but you can guarantee that I'm gonna win this one.
So Julian and I are racing to get to Allegheny National Forest. Obviously, we both want to win. The good news is I'm already in Pittsburgh getting ready to jump on a Cessna Caravan from Southern Airways. The best thing about it is he thinks I'm driving and I'm not. I think I'm gonna have so much spare time on my hands, I'm gonna be able to go sightseeing.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Flight 334 to Bradford. Should be a fairly smooth flight today. And just remember, it's not the destination, it's how you get there.
Look at me, cruising at 10,000 feet. I'll be there in under an hour, and he's out there in a rent-a-car. Probably a 3-hour trip, depending on traffic. But honestly, I think I see him. So Julian thinks he pulled a fast one on me. Little does he know who he's messing with. I pulled off the stunt of all stunts. The best part's gonna be the look on Julian's face when he sees me and I beat him to the trails.
What are you doing here?
I got here fast.
How?
Southern Airlines got me here in a jiffy.
You telling me you flew here?
Of course I flew here, I wanna win. This area is awesome. I was at the Zippo Museum earlier, the Kinzu Skywalk, and had time for lunch. I am now an Allegheny National Forest fan.
You the city guy? A fan of a forest?
But anyway, I've got 2 ATVs for us.
What have you got then?
A Honda and a CF Moto. Get parked and let's get suited up.
All right.
So the goal today is to take Julian on some really cool trails. I want to take him to some cool spots, hopefully get a little bit of air time, play in the mud a little bit, get crazy in the turns, but I just want to see if he can really keep up with me. All right, so Julian, about this competition. It's the first person that gets off the trail wins.
So it's a circle, that's right, isn't it?
It's a circle. The way you go in is the same way you come out.
That sounds like a plan.
Loser has to set up the campsite, set up the tent, start the fire, and sleep there, while the winner can go to the log cabin.
That sounds perfect.
All right, since you lost, I'm gonna go ahead and put you on the old faithful over there, the Honda Rancher. I'm gonna take the CF Moto.
This thing looks ancient. Why can't I have that one?
That's exactly what you need, because you break everything. A Honda's not gonna break, it's reliable. So I was able to pull together 2 ATVs today from a local place down the street called Myers Motorsports. The Honda Rancher, which is a great machine because it's a reliable machine. It's just a workhorse, and that's perfect for Julian. And then I've got a CF Moto, which I've never ever been on. It's a nicely equipped vehicle. It's got nice rims and tires on it. So we're gonna see how these things hold up today.
Hey, Sam! This thing won't start.
Come on, get off of it.
You're the mechanic, you can do this.
You got the key on, you got the ignition on. Wait a minute, there's an unlock. Are you serious? I think I've been had.
This place is fantastic. They've got everything here. Some really steep, nasty, gnarly hills, as well as some relatively easy ones. There's over 1,000 acres of land here. And when I actually saw the ATVs not being sport models, I was a little bit disappointed, to be honest. But I got more than I expected, especially, you know, borrowing Sam's for the day. It was quite perky.
So being from Florida, I'm not used to all these ups and downs and hills and these turns like this. So it was a learning experience. And Majestic Trails did a great job really manicuring these trails. You can go so fast through them. There's a lot of whoops, there's jumps, and then you get to the very, very top. There's a motocross track that was very unexpected. You never know what you're gonna come into when it comes to weather, especially being from Florida, because weather changes every single day. I gotta tell you, the weather today has been great because the little bit of rain that we got made some mud trails out there that made it so much more exciting. And you know, for me, it was a great day. It was perfect. Even with him cheating and me being on a vehicle with less power, I was still right there with him. There were a couple times in those trails where I passed him in midair. It just so happens the last stretch here was a wide open stretch and he got me at the end. But if it wasn't for that track being so wide open right there, I would have got him.
Brilliant.
That was sick.
It was absolutely sick. If you had told me this morning we were going to get jumps like that, an MX track, the mud, the dirt, I would never have believed, especially on these things.
I didn't get a chance to tell you because you cheated and you took off on mine. How'd that wire fall off?
I had to fix his machine before I set off. It was such a brilliant thing to be able to do. He falls for mechanics every time because he's a mechanic.
If he's gonna already pull stunts like this, don't worry. I got tricks up my sleeve that I haven't pulled out yet because I'm trying to be nice.
I'm not going to call it cheating because he didn't tell me he was getting a commuter airline this morning, so I just changed the rules on the second part of the day. You do realize what we're going to do now? It's raining, it's wet, it's nasty, and you've got to build a campfire.
That ain't right. That ain't right.
Let's go.
But whatever, I'll take it.
Things can be a lot worse. Here I am in Allegheny National Forest, next to a fire, just relaxing. That's not a bad way to lose. But you know what? I need to get some good rest because tomorrow we're heading to Huntsville, Alabama. First stop will be Polaris. So I'm assuming more mud, more ATVs, but we'll see.
Huntsville, Alabama. Polaris. I have to say, I did not expect this site to be this big. This place is huge. It's beautiful. You must be Taylor.
I am Taylor. Welcome to Huntsville.
Julian Taylor. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
How you
Julian.
doing, Taylor? Sam Nemi.
Sam, nice to meet you.
How you doing?
All right.
These are pretty.
Hey, these are the brand new 2020 Slingshots made by
2020s.
Polaris.
Heard a lot about them.
I'm sure you have. So Sam and Julian are going to get to drive the all-new 2020 Slingshot to be able to explore around downtown Huntsville and check out the scenery.
Do we get to take the screamers out?
You can take the high speed, guys.
Let's go down to downtown.
Yeah, let's do it.
To know that these Slingshots are being built and produced right here in Huntsville, Alabama is amazing. They're producing thousands of vehicles a day, pumping them out, and it's just so neat to see such a huge facility in Huntsville, and how many people they employ, I have no idea, but it's gigantic. So I do have an important question. These things are built here, right?
They are built here.
Which means you guys have spare parts here for my buddy Julian, just in case things go wrong.
I'd rather you bring them back in one piece.
I just don't know if all the pieces will be there. Taylor, we had no idea we were gonna be on the street and not the mud or the dirt. Let's grab our gear, our helmets, jackets, we'll be ready to go.
All right.
Do it.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
Right. Thanks.
We test every vehicle pretty thoroughly before it leaves on a rolling road to make sure that we've covered everything that a customer may see and catch any issues before it may hit a dealership. We did put a little extra testing into this one because I know how Julian drives and we want to make sure it's going to handle a driver like him. Now that you guys are both geared up, you're ready to go, cruise around the scenery, check out downtown.
Downtown, that's my key.
That's your key.
What's that key there?
This is...
I can't go anywhere if you don't give me my key.
That's right, I'm leaving, you're staying. I'll meet you over
You
there.
can't play
We'll
on
figure
your
out how to
own.
get there.
Pass him over.
I hope you're a good catch.
So Sam just pulled that key trick. What a cheap shot. Paying me back for the wire pull on the ATV in Allegheny. My trick was way better, though. He got stuck. I loved it.
It was really neat to see the 2020 Slingshots. They made a lot of changes between the automatic transmission, their own proprietary engine, a higher revving engine, more horsepower engine, then all the little knickknacks with like the front end, the headlights, fog lights, the new interior, the seating. They made a lot of cool changes.
So driving a Slingshot is always going to be exhilarating. You're very low to the ground. You've got two front wheels and one big back wheel. The engine sound is always very, very sweet. It's a very stimulating ride, to be deadly honest. And being as close to the ground, you really feel the pace that you're going at. And those things will go a decent lick. With 203 horses under the motor, you've basically got a lot of power. So locally driving around within the countryside was wonderful. No problems whatsoever. We had some wide roads, able to overtake easily, turn the traction control off, because you turn that off, then you can have fun. Back wheel spins up very easily, and you can feel where it'll brake in mid-corner, but it makes for a really fun ride. The only thing I don't like, it's the automatic gearbox. Polaris felt that they needed to put an automatic in there for people that really wanted to drive it as a normal US vehicle, and that's what they've done. We worked our way over to Huntsville, did some in-town driving around the square. The history here looks really quite cool, and it's a growing city. This is a great start. I'm really ready to see what Huntsville has to offer. It's a beautiful place already, and I've just got here.
Running around town in Huntsville has been really, really interesting. Going through downtown has been amazing. The scenery, you got some really, really old buildings, over 100 years old, and you've got some brand new buildings that are going up, and the scenery is amazing. The weather has been great. No rain, luckily. Temperatures are just right, and it's just been a great day touring both the countryside and the downtown area.
Well, that ride was really good, but we were lucky as anything with the weather. Didn't fancy that machine in the rain, I have to be honest.
No, but I don't know what we've got going on here. I see old trains, old cars. We're trading in current model Slingshots for something old?
Have you ever driven a steam train?
No, that's not on my to-do list.
Let's find Kristen and see what she says.
Hopefully she's got something good up her sleeve.
We're here at the historic Huntsville Depot, the oldest passenger depot still standing in Alabama. And this is a fantastic collection of vintage vehicles, from fire trucks to Model Ts, lots of really cool stuff. Hi, welcome to Huntsville.
This is
How are you?
Good, how are you guys?
Meet you. Great,
Thank
great.
you. So we're here at the historic Huntsville Depot, and I wanted to start you guys off here because Huntsville is known for our very unique mix of both the old and the new. So you have gotten a taste of that with the Polaris Slingshot, and now we're here at the depot, and we've got the classic vintage vehicles, and later on down the road, we're gonna see the replica of the lunar rover at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center.
The lunar rover, we're gonna do what?
So the plan is to have them drive the Polaris lunar rover replica. So you guys have a lot to see and do.
Right.
See you later.
Thanks for setting us up with that. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, is that a Model T, a 1926 one-ton truck? Does it
No,
run?
no.
Does it run?
You gotta get out. You
Let's
gotta
go.
go. Gotta hit the road.
So the Huntsville guys have sent us to the US Space and Rocket Center. And I have to say, this place is really cool. Hey, how you doing?
Hey guys, good.
Julian Taylor.
Very nice to meet you.
How are you, Sam?
Hey, Sam.
Good
I'm
to meet you.
Mariah. Welcome to the U.S. Space and Rocket Center.
So I believe we're here to drive the lunar rover, right?
Yeah.
Excellent.
How about I drive this, you drive the lunar rover, and we race?
Oh, that sounds fantastic. Can we do that?
No. I'm super excited to show Sam and Julian a few of my favorite exhibits. We just love inspiring people with the story of manned spaceflight. One of my favorite things is an F1 engine that you can see all the little inner workings that go on in the most powerful engine ever created by mankind. Something else I'm going to show them is the Command Module Simulator. You can learn what it felt like for those astronauts to travel in that for a couple days on their way to the moon. In addition to getting the 3 guys to the moon, we brought a lunar excursion module to the moon, and on some of the missions, a lunar rover, which is why you guys are here, right?
So that's the lunar rover that we're going to be driving.
Not this one. This is a museum artifact, and if you tried to drive it, you wouldn't get very far. So you guys are going to drive a replica that Polaris made for the 50th anniversary of the Apollo 11 mission. But before you guys get to actually drive it, you need some astronaut training.
Magic.
Do you guys have one-way tickets to the moon so I can send him there?
Oh,
Yeah.
get out.
We sell them in the gift shop.
Gift shop.
Follow
Got
me.
it.
The multi-axis trainer. This is a huge part of space camp. It's supposed to make you disoriented. It's a really important trainer for pilots and astronauts. They're gonna have a blast.
I ate a big meal a little while ago. The last thing I should be doing is going on that thing spinning upside down.
During your spin, you need to keep your eyes open and your head back. If for whatever reason you need to stop, just yell stop.
Stop!
No, not yet. We haven't even started yet, guy. Like, your straps aren't even strapped all the way.
So as this thing is spinning, I feel the blood rush into my head. You're upside down a lot. You're going sideways, left and right. You really don't know where you are at some point in time.
He's going round and round and round, getting redder and redder and redder. He hasn't yelled stop yet, so I've got to hand it to him. And the doctor hasn't called me yet to say get him out of there because his blood pressure is through the roof. Oh, dear.
I don't have high blood pressure. You're gonna get red. It just happens. I'm good. I'm good. I should be able to walk right off this.
Yeah.
Let's not be confused. I was not disoriented. My foot got stuck on the strap. That's all it was. Now, the best part of this was I was waiting for Julian's turn to go up there.
Oh, making. Oh, I think I have to call this a day. No, we don't need to do it. He did it. I don't want to go that bright red.
Let's give it a go.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna enjoy watching this.
All right, let's go. Big boy pants, Taylor. Big boy pants. I can go do this, not a problem. I'm lying on my back, though, and it feels really quite relaxing. Oh, no. Oh, well, what's happening? I'm going in opposite direction. Now the other way. This is really weird, especially when you go upside down and back around. Ah! Oh, my God, what am I doing in this thing? Get me out! Get me out! If you kept going, I think I would have chundered. Did I feel disorientated on this one? Slightly, have to be honest. Tell me though, am I as red as he was?
No.
Can I get out now, please?
Yeah.
Stop.
Stop.
Now that we finished with astronaut training, we're gonna head outside. We're gonna meet Taylor from Polaris, and we're gonna get him to drive.
So you've gone through training for space, and now you're ready for this.
That's what we've been waiting for.
The Polaris-built lunar rover replica. So our goal was to build something fully functional and to the original scale. It is fully electric, it is four-wheel drive, it is four-wheel steering, and it's also completely controlled with a hand controller.
What caught my attention right away was they were able to use parts of their current lineup. The A-arms were right off of an ATV. You know, the gauge was right off of a side-by-side. The headlight was right off of an Indian motorcycle. So they were really creative in reusing what they already have and making it work on this model.
It looks like the original, but it's a lot more high-tech, and this one does go faster. We're gonna have some fun on this. Okay then, we've got the rover, so where's the moon?
It's right over there.
It is?
The moon is over there.
Yeah.
How's that?
Well, it's actually part of the time trial that you guys are gonna be running through our rocket park.
I hear a competition coming on.
That's exactly what you hear. This time trial is going to be really cool. We're gonna go all the way through our rocket park, and we're gonna see who can get it fastest.
Whoever wins becomes the ultimate astronaut. Whoever loses has to pedal on the pedal pub, whatever that means.
On your mark, get set.
Go! Whoa, this thing's strange. It is like a joystick, so you're playing a video game. The four-wheel steering's great, but it's not great when you're trying to go fast. And that's where it became funny, because you're always trying to go fast on a time trial. You want to get quicker and quicker and quicker, and that was not the way to do this one. This machine wasn't really designed to go fast. I drove it to make it work and to get round the circuit. There we go.
That was a good job. I gotta give you some credit.
We got that.
That's gonna be hard to beat. Julian got to go first. I didn't think he was extra fast. I think he was probably being a little conservative because he's definitely known for wrecking and crashing everything, and we can't crash this thing. It was now my turn. Let's see what I got.
Remember, those corners are fun. Thing doesn't go around them that easily. Go!
I was coming in hot. I mean, I can tell you I had a much faster lap speed until things went bad.
He was typical, as he always is, trying to go as fast as he can.
We got a little airborne. It went on two wheels. Julian didn't get ejected, luckily, because he had a seatbelt on. That cost me a lot of time. And then coming in towards the end of that lap, I came in really hot into a turn.
We're coming down the hill at 20 miles an hour, so then you had to use that braking system, and it's all locking up.
And that definitely cost me more time.
Oh my God, that got a little sketchy.
Oh man, I got
Come
neck,
on.
I got a neck.
It wasn't that bad.
So we had a bit of fun with the lunar rover. I don't think we were supposed to, because it's a sedating, gentle, electric vehicle. Didn't take long before we found out what it would do.
I was a little nervous with you guys driving around Rocket Park, but
right, but
you
give
did
me the
okay.
good news.
You had 51 seconds.
That's right, 51
All right.
seconds, 51.
I'm feeling confident here. I'm feeling confident
All right.
here.
Julian, you had 42 seconds.
Oh, there you go.
Sam, you have to captain the pedal pub.
The pedal pub.
That's right.
But here's the good news. You've gone through the training, you've proven yourself on a time trial. You're now officially licensed to operate a lunar vehicle.
Oh, that's really cool. Look at that.
That is cool. You know what this means?
Let's drive it downtown.
Why
Come
not?
on, let's
Hey,
do
hey,
it.
no, don't make me regret giving those to you now.
Come on.
Downtown Huntsville, here we go. What the heck is this?
Rocket City Rover.
We are picking Julian and Sam up in a pedal pub, the Rocket City Rover, and we are gonna head downtown and maybe grab some brews.
So here we are. I've got to pay the price of losing. And Kristen pulls up with this huge pedal pub, holds like 10 people, maybe 12. It's gigantic. Luckily, it's battery powered. It had a little bit of juice, but when it came to going uphill, who had to do all the work? I did.
We did downtown by the square, had a look around quickly, and it really is quite a unique place. Who knows what's gonna happen by the end of the day, but we're gonna see Huntsville. I thought we were coming out for a drink, so what's happening now?
Okay, so we're here. We're going to get you a drink.
We can drink and pedal?
We can drink and go.
And isn't there a rule here that you're allowed to actually have an open container?
Your purple cup means that you can walk around with an open container. That is what the city of Huntsville has decided is the visual signal that, okay, you've gone into a bar,
A local establishment.
a local
You bought it,
establishment
you
that's
can drink it.
licensed, and you're
Okay.
in and Arts and Entertainment District,
Got
so
it.
you're good to go.
That's the way to
That's
do
what I
it.
like to see. And there's a bloke over there with purple cups.
That's what we've been waiting for, all
So
this hard work.
typically
yeah.
you don't get roadside service,
You
but you
don't?
guys are special. So this is kind of a
We
big
know
deal.
people.
Thank you, my
Yeah.
man. Are you doing it?
Thank you, sir. Woo! Fill to the top.
Cheers.
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 I've worked hard for this.
Absolutely, it's needed.
So as I was pedaling through all the downtown area, it was nice to have Kristen as a tour guide. She was showing us all the cool spots, the hot spots, places that were over 100 years old, places that were renovated, redone, places that turned into different types of businesses or different restaurants, whatever it was. It was just kind of neat to see where the city has come and where it's heading to. And it's just really a neat place that you wouldn't normally think about pulling in and checking out. And I can tell you, if you're on a road trip somewhere and you're gonna be passing by, this is a place to stop by and check out.
We packed a ton into Sam and Julian's trip, but there's so much more to see and do in Huntsville. We barely scratched the surface. All right, so we have reached the end of our journey. How have you guys enjoyed Huntsville?
It's been a neat experience. I can say that we both learned a lot going to the Space Center.
We've come from two very different places on this trip. Allegheny National Forest.
We were camping,
We were, absolutely.
four-wheeling, mud.
And then we come to here with beautiful people, really nice place. And I thought Polaris, you know, going from ATVs, coming to the Slingshot, would be similar types of vehicles. So far from the truth with a lunar rover.
We went from the woods to the moon. I mean, two totally different ends of the spectrum, right?
Literally, absolutely. Well, I have to say, thanks for all of your hospitality today. It was absolutely wonderful. It's a great place. So I think it's about time we went on to another one, don't you?
I think
Sure.
so.
You can't leave
Absolutely.
town without hitting all the hot spots.
That's right, I totally agree with you. And remember, it's not always about the destination, it's how you get there. Come on,
Move on, let's go.